everybody, this is Jessica the Buck Rock Goddess and
Jane Artistic Line.
And we are here to film our favorite books of 2013. But it's been crazy and I haven't been able to film this, so we're going to give it a try. Anyways, guys, I had such a horrible time trying to pick 13 books that I absolutely felt was my favorites, but I narrowed the field down, so let's get started. I've got 13 books, and she has 5? Yeah, 5 books. So let's get started. I will start until I get down to my final 5, and then she can go ahead. We'll kind of go back and forth. Okay, my 13th book is by Casey Hilton, but my name is Rapunzel. Amazing book, guys. Not only is this cover absolutely gorgeous, but the inside is beautifully written. It feels beautiful. Everything about it is gorgeous. I so encourage you guys to pick up this book. It is by a fellow YouTuber supporter. Buy the books, pass them out to friends, everybody. But spread the word. She's awesome. You will not be disappointed. And it's a really, really good story. I absolutely loved it. For my 12th pick, it's Altered by Jennifer Rush. Great, great series. Let's just say 4 boys, 1 girl, trapped in a basement. Need I say more?
What?
Mystic City by Thea Lawrence. Fantastic read. Look at this cover. I was dying when I saw this at the bookstore. I am so glad I kind of like gave into my compulsions and bought this book because not only does it have a beautiful cover, but the story is fantastic. It's a modern day type of retelling. Well, actually, dystopian-ish type of retelling of Romeo and Juliet. Just fantastic. Okay, then my favorite P&P retelling of the year is Fitzwilliam Darcy's Rockstar. You do not know how much I love this book. I may even reread it soon because I've been like on a P&P kick. I love anything Jane Austen, but especially Pride and Prejudice. And the retelling of this is fantastic, and it's by Heather Lynn Regard. I don't know how to say her last name. But fantastic book, you guys. Absolutely worth it. Okay, next. Because It Is My Blood by Gabrielle Zevin. This is the sequel to All These Things I've Done. Fantastic first book. One of my absolute favorites from, I think, last year. And this is just keeping up with the tradition of amazingness. This was awesome. Love it. Can't say enough good things about it. Next is The Crown of Embers by Ray Carson. Ray Carson is slowly becoming one of my favorite authors. This series is phenomenal. Elisa in this series just is so endearing, so real, because she starts out as wimpy kind of in the first book and kind of finds her strength as the first book goes on, and then by this book it's just like, wow, she's just come into her own, and it is so special. I just love this series, and I cannot wait to get my hands on Better Kingdom. So that will probably be in the picks for next year, this year. Anyways, then I have Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. This book was absolutely phenomenal, and just like the others, but this one in a way that I wasn't expecting. I mean, I knew I would like it. I just didn't realize I would like it this much. And for those of you who haven't read the book, I won't give anything away, but for those of you that have, that certain person that is in Destroy Me, I liked him before I even read Destroy Me. And I know it's sick and twisted, but I liked him anyways. So Destroy Me just made me feel better because of the fact that I'm weird and I liked him. So awesome, awesome book. Okay, now I am down to 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. And then we'll go to our 5. This is Confessions of a Murder Suspect by James Patterson. And I did not think I'd like this book at all.
It's my book.
And I actually bought it for her, but I read it. And I'm so glad I did because I loved it. I actually, when I first read it, thought it would be my #1 pick of the year. But then it kind of got blown out the water by these other couple books that I've read. So, but it's still up there. It just didn't make the top 5. but still a very fantastic read. Amazing book. I cannot say enough good stuff about it. Well worth it. Definitely what shocked me that I liked it so much. Okay. Now, do you want to go with the first, or do you want me to?
I will.
Okay, so she's
gotta
going to go her
with-
first
Those
number,
are
her
going to be
fifth
my
book.
last two.
You're doing your fifth, right? Then working your way down like I am?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, my fifth favorite. I have the book, but I don't know where I put it. So, I got it on my phone. And it's a juvenile book. I love this book. It was hilarious. It was Whatever After Fairest of All by Sarah Malinowski.
There you go.
Yeah. It's really good. I have the series. It's just hilarious. I enjoy that. And then Mom's going to do...
Okay, now my fifth is a series. And it's still going on, but I read the first two this year, or last year, and it's The Raven Boys and The Dream of Thieves. And it was fantastic. For those of you who haven't read anything by Maggie Stiefvater, I highly recommend this to start out with. You will not be disappointed. Totally good. I know a lot of people were kind of confused by it. I do recommend, if it was confusing to you, maybe pick up the audiobooks, because the audiobooks are fantastic, and maybe give it a second time around, because the audiobooks just slows it down a little bit for you. I mean, of course it doesn't change the wording, but having somebody read to you might slow it down and make it better for you guys to understand. But I had no problem understanding it. I loved it. I think it's phenomenal. Tons of imagery. Fantastic read. Awesome. That's why it's number 5.
Okay. Number 4 is Down to You by M. Layton. I love this book.
Is that the twins?
Yes, that's the twins.
That's the twins.
That's the twins. I was enjoying it for what it was. And then, there's, a dramatic twist, right towards the end, and you're like, whoa, you didn't see it coming. It wasn't that type of book you thought. You didn't think it had to deal with any of that. And then all of a sudden, bam. So, it was a really, really good book. I enjoyed that one. I read that one in a day.
I might have to do that one because it's contemporary, so I might have to try it, and I want to increase my contemporary reads. Okay.
It's not very long.
Next is The Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. This is the last book in the Infernal Devices, and believe me, it is worth all the feels in the world. I mean, it gives you the highs, the lows. It just, oh my gosh, but it is so worth the read. It is so well worth the wait, even though I hate waiting, but it was amazing. I cannot say enough good stuff about it, and it was hard not to put this as number 1. So hard. But it actually got beat out, which is saying a lot, because Cassandra Clare is absolutely one of my absolute favorite authors. So it was hard, but so are these other people. So I read a lot of good books, like I said. So
Number 3 was Chopsticks by Jessica Anthony and Rodrigo Corral. I loved this book. There's not much reading. I mean, there's reading on every page, but the pictures and everything. I liked it because not only did I read the book, but the pictures and everything
help tell the story.
It just enhanced it. So
yeah,
it was just fantastic. I loved it.
My third pick, which was really hard to make this my third pick, believe me, because everybody that knows me knows I love this author, and that's Kim Harrison, and I always go to her signings. Absolutely think she's a phenomenal author, and that this book is Ever After, and oh my gosh, it was so good. It's so good, but it still left me hanging. I'm still hanging. I'm hanging on very hard, but it's so good. Oh my god, I love it. And for those of you that don't know how good she is, you are totally missing out. She's an adult author, but she's just fantastic. I just cannot say enough good stuff about her. Great book.
Okay, and I've got my second. It was a toss-up between these two books, but this is my second. I finally decided. And it's Taking Chances by Molly McAdams. Oh my god, this book. This book has all the emotions. Happy, angry, sad. Just, you're everything in this book. And the ending, it's perfect. You're like, oh shit. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, I'm only halfway through the book. We're good. So, okay. So yeah, It's a really good book. I really enjoyed that. I read that on the Nook, and it was one of my favorites.
Okay.
Until my number one, of course.
Okay, my last books, well, my number 2 spot is filled up by 2 books. And they're a series like some of my others, but this I knew when I read it would definitely be in my top 5. There was just no question when I read the first one, and then when I read the second one, it sealed the deal. And that is Poison Princess and Endless Night. These are the Arcana Chronicles.
Tell you she's dangerous.
These are the Arcana Chronicles by Kresley Cole. And oh my gosh, there's so much in this book. It almost feels like you're reading a historical fantasy or a historically type book, but then there's magical elements. There's so much going on. You know it's post-apocalyptic. It's just fantastic. I mean, every time I turned around, I was thrown for a loop by these books. And this one, OMG, I need the 3rd book so bad. I am like ready to write her and tell her to send me an arc. I don't care. I will pay her for the arc. I will pay her for whatever. This is amazing. Oh my gosh. It was almost number 1, but you'll understand why when I tell you it wasn't.
Okay. So, I read this when we were on vacation, and after that, it had been my favorite since the beginning, and I have been dying for the second one to come out. It finally came out, and I bought it 2 days ago. So, it's Tangled Tides by Karen Amanda Hooper. She is definitely up there with my Maria V. Schneider. Just saying. She's like number 2.
Favorite authors.
Yes, this is a mermaid book told in 3 points of view. It's a mermaid, the girl, and a sulky. And the mermaid is a dude, and the sulky is a dude. It's good.
2 dudes and a girl.
It has to do that stuff, but it also has to do with Medusa and all that other
there's some
stuff.
mythology mixed in.
So it just hit all of my likes and threw it into one book.
There you go.
So
that was
my favorite book of the year, and I'm reading the second one.
Okay, drum roll, please. My absolute favorite book. My absolute favorite book of 2013 is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Oh my god. This was phenomenal. I am so glad I waited till December to read this because I have the next book in the series on my shelf waiting to be read. But I'm kind of holding off till I know when number 3 is because I'm going to read number 2 and be dying like I was with these books because this is so good. I would encourage everybody to read it. I don't care. I'm going to be a book pusher and I'm going to be major pushing it on everyone. These are the books of 2013. These are our books. These are our picks. And I hope you guys had a phenomenal 2013 just like we did and hopefully a better one in 2014. Bye, guys.
Bye.